Alright. We need a 2. Come on, baby. Give me that 2.
How nice. Oh.
Give me that 2. Yes! Finally!
Nice.
Man, that was a disaster. That was a straight disaster. Oh my god. We finally did it. We finally got the Birth by Sleep Platinum. No more crappy cart games. No more Monopoly. No more terrible bosses. No more stolen music.
Oh.
No more bippity boppity boo. It's all over. I'm gonna finish out this Monopoly so we can see the 100% on the screen. And then we'll go to the trophy list. Alrighty, so Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix HD. This was not part of our trophy quest, actually. It was part of Heartsathon, our quest to 100% every Kingdom Hearts game ever made. This game was part of Heartsathon. Put that in there. Oops. Okay. So, overall, I actually enjoyed BBS. There was a lot I didn't like about the game, but in general, I enjoyed the game. I liked the grinding. The grinding was actually fun for me. Something about it I just enjoyed. The fighting I liked, just not the bosses. Some of the music I liked, but a lot of it was taken from other Kingdom Hearts titles. The story was okay. The characters were awful, but, that's all for another time. Let's talk about the trophies. In terms of getting the platinum for BBS, the biggest issue with it is that you have to do it 3 times. So, you have to get basically 100% with all 3 characters, and that pretty much is the same thing. There's a few minor differences. Some of the characters get different commands, a couple different commands. Some of their, stats are different, but, pretty much 90% of what you're doing is the same. You're doing the same mini games, the same bosses, the same super bosses, the same grinding for all the commands, the same grinding for all the abilities, the same command board, Monopoly games. Everything pretty much is the same. So you basically do it all once, and then you just have to do all of that again 2 more times, which is where the monotony starts to set in. For me, it wasn't that monotonous, just because there's a lot of variety in the actual gameplay. All the minigames are totally different, and the grinding I just kind of enjoyed, so it wasn't too bad of a grind. I'd almost say it was not as bad as, it was worse in terms of time when it comes to Chain of Memories, but it was a lot more fun than Chain of Memories. Chain of Memories was just a grind to level 99 on 2 characters, and it took a million years, and it was boring as all heck. This was not necessarily boring. It was just a lot to do, and you had to do it all 3 times. The difficulty of the trophy, I mean, this one's going to be tough, because the super bosses in this game are really tough, and you need to beat them all with all the characters in order to platinum this game. And I think with the right, Googling, you can really get through just about anything. But the big exception is beating Mysterious Figure with Terra. Beating Mysterious Figure with Terra is the absolute worst thing ever. But I believe you don't need to do it on critical. You could beat the game on critical and then just go back on easy and do all the trophies. So keeping that in mind, I don't want to give the game too high of a difficulty rating. For me, it was very difficult, but it's because I did everything on crit. I just did all the stories on crit, did the secret story on crit, and then I went and did all the sewer bosses and all the other trophies on crit, so that I didn't have to do another playthrough after the fact. I don't personally know how easy Mysterious Figure is on easy, though. He might still be super difficult. He might still one-shot you with everything. I'm not really sure. But without knowing that information, I'd be willing to give this game at least a 7, I guess. Because not only is it hard in terms of like beating the super bosses and being good at the game, but the grinding takes a lot out of you. So, yeah, I'll give it a 7, I think. I think that's fair. There's nothing in particular that, you know, other than Mysterious Figure that's hard, but it's just a lot. Fun factor. You know, part of me wants to give this a good fun rating, because in order to platinum the game, you need to complete the reports for every character, which is basically like the journal. And that makes you do everything in the game. You have to do all the mini games, all the bosses, everything that you could possibly imagine you have to do. But part of me wants to give it a bad rating because A, there's no unique trophies. Basically, if you do the journals, you're pretty much good to go. There's like 1 or 2 trophies that are like, use this command style a couple times. But other than that, there's nothing that's like, beat the game in under 2 hours, beat the game, or beat this boss on crit. Like, you just have to beat the regular game on crit. You don't have to beat any of the super bosses on crit. So there's not really any extended challenge trophies. Just simply beat the game and do what the game wants you to do. The other reason I want to give it a bad fun rating is because you have to do everything 3 times, which is obnoxious. So I'm going to give it a 3. Did a glitch? No. And our final time, this is going to be interesting to figure out, because I have so many saves, because I had to do so, because the way this game works is really stupid. You can't just put everything in one save. Each character has their own save, and then the secret episode and the final episode have their own saves as well. So I have like 20 friggin' saves. But I should be able to figure this out. If I use a time calculator. So my first playthrough of the game was this Terra playthrough, and that ended up at 10 hours 38 minutes, or 10 hours 38 minutes. Then we had Ventus Crit, I believe. Yeah. Ventus Crit, which was 12 hours 40 minutes. Or no. Let's just add my other Ventus time. So this was my final Ventus time crit after I beat the game, and then after I went back and finished everything, and that was 32:33. Then we started a new playthrough with Terra to do it on crit, and that ended up being 32:02. This doesn't let me add more than 2 times. It's annoying. Okay, that was what? 32:02? What? Oh, god dang it. This time calculator sucks. Let me find another one. Let's try this one. So let's start over. First time was 1038. Next one was Terra Crit, which was 3233. Okay, then we did Terra Crit, which was 3202. Okay, so then we did Aqua Crit, which ended up being 2842. And then we took Aqua Crit into final episode. So we're going to need to subtract some time here. Because final episode includes Aqua Crit's time, which was 1508 when we finished the game normally. So final episode took us about an hour because we went from 1506 to 1603. And then finally the secret episode took us about another hour, 1708. So that gives us a grand total of 105 hours and 55 minutes. So there we go. I'll just put 0 seconds. 105 hours to complete Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix HD. And overall, I don't feel like it was 105 hours wasted. Not much of it was grinding one particular thing. And that's one thing I can say about this game is even though it took 105 hours, it was probably about, at the most, 2 hours doing any one specific thing, and then it was moving on to the next thing. There's nothing, it's not like Chain of Memories where you're wasting 30 hours doing Riku for 50 levels or whatever. Like, it's all different things, so. There you go. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix HD. Next is going to be either 3D, because Recoded doesn't have a Platinum, or it'll be the next Platinum on our trophy list, which will be Lightning Returns. But it should be 3D because we're working on Kingdom Hearts all this month, and we're going back to Lightning Returns next month. So we will see what happens with that. That's Birth by Sleep.